Dear students, welcome back to class 9 Science Chemistry. In our previous class, we have discussed about the first chapter of chemistry, that is matter in our surroundings. In that class, we have seen that matter exists in 5 different states, that is solid, liquid, gas, plasma and the Bose-Einstein state. We have also seen that how the properties of the molecules of solid, liquid, gas and plasma differ. Then we have seen that how we can change one state of matter to another one, that is solid to liquid to gas and vice versa, and also directly from solid to gas and vice versa, and what are the requirements for changing the states of matter. Today we will see what is the effect of temperature on the change of state of matter. First of all, let us know what is meant by fusion. When a solid substance changes to liquid, that process is called fusion. When we want to change a solid substance to liquid, we have to provide the heat energy. According to the law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. Only one form of energy can be converted into another form. So here the heat energy which we are providing is taken by the particles of the substance and they start vibrating, that is the heat energy gets converted to the kinetic energy of the particles. When we provide more and more heat energy, the kinetic energy of the particle increases, and because of this kinetic energy, the solid particles which are at their fixed position starts vibrating, and when the enough of kinetic energy is there, they overcome the force of attraction between the particles and solid starts converted into liquid. This particular temperature is called the melting point of the solid. So the temperature at which a solid melts to become a liquid is known as its melting point. We know that the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. So the minimum temperature at which a solid starts melting to become a liquid at atmospheric pressure is called its melting point. In this slide, you can see that solid, liquid and gas can be changed by temperature change. There is a particular temperature point between solid and liquid, and that point is called freezing point or the melting point. The same point can be known as both. When solid gets converted to liquid, it is called melting point, but the same point is known as freezing point when the liquid gets converted to solid. Same way, when liquid gets converted to a gaseous state at particular temperature, the liquid starts boiling. That particular point is called boiling point, and when gets start converted to liquid, it is called point of condensation. Now let us see what is the effect of pressure on the change of state of matter. Increasing or decreasing the pressure can change the state of matter. This is particularly important for the gaseous state. When we want to convert a gaseous substance into the liquid, it is called liquefaction of the gas. A change in the surrounding pressure can change the temperature that will cause a material to go from one state to another. If you can see in this slide, in gas the molecules are very far from each other. So by applying pressure, a little pressure, the molecule will somewhat come near to each other. But applying more and more pressure, the molecules will come very near to each other and they will start converting into liquid. But only applying pressure, increasing the pressure will not convert a gas into liquid. At the same time, simultaneously we have to decrease the temperature also. So if we want to convert a gas into liquid, we have to increase the pressure and decrease the temperature. The best example for this is the solid carbon dioxide. The solid carbon dioxide is also known as dry ice. CO2 normally is present in the gaseous state at atmospheric pressure, but by applying the pressure, more pressure, the molecules of carbon dioxide come near to each other. By applying more and more pressure under high pressure, the solid CO2 gets converted directly to gaseous state, and it will come into liquid state, and then it will be stored in the form of solid in fire extinguishers. By applying the pressure to the nozzle of the fire extinguisher, the pressure inside the fire extinguisher decreases and the carbon dioxide comes out in the form of gas. So here the solid carbon dioxide directly gets converted to gaseous state. So this is also an example of sublimation. Now we will see very important property of the change of state of matter related to that is evaporation and boiling. Evaporation and boiling are two same things as per our knowledge, but the science says that it is different. Evaporation is related to the particles which are present at the surface, while boiling is related to the bulk, which means it is related to all the molecules which are present in the whole liquid. Evaporation is the process in which the surface molecule takes the energy from the surrounding and break the force of attraction and go into the atmosphere. But in boiling, we provide the energy to the liquid, and all the molecules when reach to a particular temperature, they will start get converting into the vapor phase. As you can see in the diagram, in evaporation the bubbles cannot form since the vapor pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. Vapor pressure means when the liquid gets converted to the vapor, the pressure exerted by the vapor is known as vapor pressure. Here very less number of molecules are getting converted to the vapor, so the vapor pressure will be less. But in boiling, bubbles can form and rise since the vapor pressure can overcome the atmospheric pressure. As more number of molecules are getting converted to the vapor state, the vapor pressure is more than the atmospheric pressure. In this slide, the difference between the boiling and the evaporation is explained. Boiling takes place at a fixed temperature that is called its boiling point, but evaporation takes place at any temperature below the boiling point, because in that only the surface molecule requires the energy, and that much energy can be obtained from the surrounding, not the whole liquid. Boiling is a quick process while evaporation is a slow process. If we keep some water in a saucer, it will evaporate after some time. It will take some time, but boiling is a quick process. Boiling takes place throughout the liquid, while evaporation takes place only through the surface. That is why evaporation is known as surface phenomena. As we have seen in the previous slide, that bubbles are formed in the liquid, but in evaporation bubbles are not formed. In boiling, the temperature remains constant because at boiling point only the liquid starts boiling, but in evaporation it can take temperature may change because it absorbs the energy from the surrounding, so temperature changes. In boiling, thermal energy, that is heat energy, is supplied from any source, but in evaporation the heat energy is absorbed by the surroundings. Now there are four factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Rate means speed. The first important factor is temperature. As the temperature increases, the rate of evaporation also increases, because as the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the molecules, surface molecule also increases, and more surface molecules will start get converted into vapor. So rate of evaporation also increases. surface area. If we take some amount of water in glass and the same amount of water in saucer, we know that the water from the saucer will evaporate faster because more number of molecules are in direct contact with the surroundings with compared to the glass. That is why if water by mistake has fallen on the table, then we will spread it. That is why it will evaporate faster. The third factor is wind velocity. Velocity means speed. As the speed of the wind increases, the rate of evaporation also increases because of the speed of the wind. The wind will take away the water molecules from the surface and the evaporation becomes faster. And the fourth point is humidity. Humidity means the amount of water vapor present in the environment, in the surroundings. If there are already water vapor or the water molecules present in the surrounding, so the liquid molecules will not go in the surroundings. That is why if the humidity is more, the evaporation will take place slowly. That is why in the rainy season, clothes do not become wet very easily and quickly. Now let us see the last topic of this chapter, that the temperature can be measured in three different scales. That is the centigrade or the Celsius scale, the second one is Kelvin scale, and the third one is Fahrenheit scale. Celsius scale is normal scale which we are using in day-to-day life. The Fahrenheit scale is called the medical scale which is used by the doctors, and the Kelvin scale is called the scientific or the standard scale which is used by the scientist. In this screen I have given the interconversion between the three states of uh, different scales of the temperature. Tc means the Celsius scale, Tf means the Fahrenheit scale, and Tk means the Kelvin scale. If we want to convert Kelvin to Celsius, then we have to subtract 273.15, because 273.15 minus 273.15 is known as the 0 degree, or we can say standard scale. So these are the conversions. I hope all of you might have understood this chapter. Thank you.